Have you ever opened a Linux terminal and wondered, why is everything inside a single slash? Where is the C drive? Why are there folders called /bin, /etc, /usr, and /var? And why does Linux seem so different from Windows? If you've ever been confused by the Linux file system, don't worry. In the next few minutes, you'll understand how Linux organizes everything, what each major directory is used for, and how to remember them forever. Let's start from the very top. Unlike Windows, Linux doesn't have separate drives like C, D, or E. Instead, Linux has a single starting point called the root directory. It's represented by just one character, /. Think of it as the trunk of a tree. Every file, every folder, every application, every hard drive, and even USB devices eventually become part of this one tree. No matter where something is stored, everything starts from the root. That's one of the biggest differences between Windows and Linux. Now let's walk through the most important folders. We'll start with one you'll use almost every day, /home. This is where user files are stored. If your username is John, your personal folder will usually be /home/John. This is where you'll keep your documents, downloads, pictures, videos, projects, and everything related to your account. Think of it like your personal workspace. Every user gets their own home directory, keeping files separate from other users on the system. Next is the root user's home directory, which often confuses beginners. There's a folder called /root. This is not the root of the file system. It's simply the home directory of the administrator account, known as the root user. So remember, / is the root of the entire file system. /root is just one folder inside it. Now let's look at where Linux keeps its programs. You'll often hear about /bin. The word bin stands for binaries. This folder contains essential command line programs that Linux needs to function. Commands like lscp, mv, cat, mkdir, and many others live here or in related binary directories. Think of /bin as the toolbox that allows Linux to operate. Without these commands, the system wouldn't be very useful. Another important directory is /sbin. The S stands for system. This folder contains administrative tools used for managing the operating system. Commands for networking, disk management, booting the system, and system recovery are commonly found here. Most regular users don't use these commands every day, but system administrators certainly do. Now let's talk about one of the most important folders in Linux, /etc. This is where Linux stores configuration files. Almost every application has a configuration file somewhere inside /etc. Want to change network settings? Edit a configuration in /etc. Need to configure SSH? It's inside /etc. DNS settings? Also inside /etc. Instead of storing configuration inside the application itself, Linux keeps most settings here. A simple way to remember it is /etc is the settings folder for your entire operating system. Next is a directory beginners often misunderstand, /usr. Many people assume it stands for user. It actually comes from Unix System Resources. This folder contains most of the software installed on your system. Applications, libraries, documentation, development tools, and shared resources all live here. For example, /usr/bin contains thousands of executable programs. Think of /usr as the main software library of your Linux machine. Applications also need shared code. That's where /lib comes in. Libraries are reusable pieces of code that many applications share. Instead of every program including the same code repeatedly, Linux stores common functionality in shared libraries. This saves disk space and makes updates much easier. You can think of libraries as shared building blocks that applications borrow whenever they need them. Now let's look at where Linux stores temporary files, /tmp. As the name suggests, this directory is used for temporary data. Applications create files here while they're running. Many Linux systems automatically clean this directory during reboot, so don't store anything important inside /tmp unless you're okay with losing it. Another useful folder is /var. The word var stands for variable. Unlike application software, which rarely changes, this folder contains files that constantly grow and change. Things like system logs, application logs, email queues, databases, printer queues, and cache files. Whenever you're troubleshooting Linux, /var/log
is one of the first places you'll check because it contains log files that explain what the system has been doing.
Now, suppose you plug in a USB drive. Where does it appear? Usually inside directories like /media or /mnt. The /media directory is commonly used for automatically mounted devices such as USB drives and DVDs. The /mnt directory is often used by administrators when manually mounting disks, network shares, or other storage devices. This is another major difference from Windows. Instead of assigning a drive letter, Linux simply attaches the new storage somewhere within the existing directory tree. You'll also come across /dev. This one is fascinating. In Linux, almost everything is treated as a file. Hard drives, USB devices, keyboards, mice, printers, even terminals. They all appear as files inside /dev. For example, your hard disk might appear as /dev/sda. This design allows programs to interact with hardware using the same file-based interface they use for regular files. It's one of the reasons Linux is so flexible. Another important folder is /proc. Unlike normal directories, /proc doesn't actually exist on your hard disk. It's a virtual file system created by the Linux kernel. It contains live information about running processes, CPU usage, memory, system configuration, and much more. Whenever monitoring tools need information about your system, they often read it from /proc. Think of it as a live dashboard of what's happening inside Linux right now. There's also /boot. As the name suggests, this folder contains everything needed to start Linux. The Linux kernel, bootloader files, and startup configuration all live here. Without these files, your operating system wouldn't be able to boot. So how do you remember all of these? Instead of memorizing random folder names, group them by purpose. User files live in /home. Programs live in /bin, /sbin, and /usr. Configuration files live in /etc. Shared libraries live in /lib. Logs and changing data live in /var. Temporary files live in /tmp. Hardware devices appear inside /dev. System information comes from /proc. Boot files live in /boot. External storage is mounted under /media or /mnt. Once you understand this structure, navigating Linux becomes far less intimidating, and you'll know exactly where to look when installing software, changing configurations, troubleshooting problems, or managing servers.